This project is a short piece of a show called A Shadow That Broke the Light that I wrote with my brother Adam about my brother Joey. In its full form, it's a play that weaves together the experiences of individuals and families whose lives have been impacted by the opioid epidemic. Moments of sadness and struggle, of love and truth, of the incredible wins and the many losses. And while we understand that we can't be together right now, we also know that it is important to continue telling these stories. We want you to know you're not alone. We hope this project makes space for your voices, your perspectives, your experiences. We'd like to build a web of support that can sustain us through this difficult time. So tune in, listen to our stories, and if you like, share your own. It doesn't have to be a fancy video. I'm making this on my phone. You can send an email, record a voice message, whatever and however you choose to connect with us. A Shadow That Broke the Light will be returning to theaters when it's safe to do so. Your stories will make it more powerful and more resonant. For more information about the show and how you can share your stories, you'll find an email address and a link at the end of this video. Thank you. So I'll start with the one that's the hardest first. My brother Joey, the day he died. So I was leaving the theater at Temple University, getting ready for opening night of this show I was working on, when my father called and told me what happened to Joey. I remember the initial conversation. Was walking down Broad Street. I was in a hurry. It was the morning. I just got out of class and I was going back to my apartment to pick out an outfit for opening night for this show. Oh, that show, by the way, totally ridiculous. That's another story. And I had trouble hearing my father. It was windy. It was a cold day for September. And he just said, "It's Joey. He's gone." And I remember asking him to repeat it, like I'm trying to get context, Gone where? But I knew something was wrong. Everything slowed down. He didn't have many details to give me at the time, just that Adam had found him and I should come home as fast as I could. And one of the most surreal things was I suddenly thought, I have to tell someone I'm not going to be at opening night. So I stumble back on the campus in a complete daze, back to this huge building, the Tomlinson Theater. And I'm looking for my friend David, the director of the show. He and a group of undergrads are doing this talk for hundreds of students in this massive 1,200-seat theater. And I just kind of stumble into the middle of it. I just kind of walk on stage. And I'm trying to get David's attention, but there wasn't a moment. And suddenly, I'm ushered into an empty chair in the middle of this panel discussion. People introduced me. David's like, "Charlie, I didn't think you could make it." Well, that's the kind of actor he is. He's so generous. Charlie! And I'm trying to get his attention, but I can't. And finally, I just stood up. Someone else started talking. I just stood up, grabbed him, and dragged him into the wings. He's the first person I told. What little I knew. I collapsed in the wings, and my friend Leah, she had helped me up and drive me back to my apartment. My wife at the time, Kristen, she drove me back to my parents' house in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. We're divorced now, but she was and has been an incredible friend to me. Even in the months after Joey's death,
where I was a fucking monster. But that's another story. So I said all that to frame this, something that I did. It became very important to me to see Joey one more time. You see, I was so sure, some conversation with the family or up late one night drunk or whatever. Anyway, I was pretty sure Joey was going to be cremated. And I wanted, I needed to see him. For me, but also, I'm not sure if this is just something I told myself after the fact, but I'm pretty sure I thought I didn't want Adam to have to bear that burden alone. You know? I'm walking in, finding him, having to call paramedics and police. When I got home, the police were still present. They were missing Joey's phone. That phone, by the way, it has never been returned to us. It could have pictures, information, but the police say that's still part of an active investigation, which is fucking bullshit. But that's another story. So, Adam didn't want to go back to the room. He hadn't been there since the paramedics, and my parents didn't want to go, obviously, so I went back to find the phone. The police officer that drove me over there was kinder than he could have been. I mean, for all he knew, we knew where Joey got the heroin, or we're covering up for him and whatever. And I say that because he let me go into the room alone. Just assumed if I found the phone, I'd just come out and give it to him. Anyway, the room. I found the phone in a pile of dirty clothes, a wash basket, a hamper, whatever, pretty quickly, actually, but I waited before I went out and gave it to the cop. And I cleaned the room. The mattress had slid off the box springs. Put that back. There's some clean clothes on the floor, so I folded those, put them on Joey's dresser. There's dirty clothes all over the place. So I put them in the hamper, and I left.